Hi everybody, it's Trisha Knitting Lady. And this is going to be a mishmash today. It's pizza day today. It's February 9th. And unfortunately, I can't have any pizza today because I just had a root canal. Tell you, it's always something with the dentist with me. People ask me why I work. I swear it's to support the dentist. And sure enough, they found other problems. And I was a little prepared for it because I knew there was something going on. I just do not have good teeth. And I wouldn't have any teeth unless I took care of them. When I was little, my grandmother's boyfriend, who she lived with, he was really like a grandfather to us. He came over to the house. He was visiting from Pennsylvania because that's where they lived. And I woke up in the middle of he stayed overnight. I woke up in the middle of the night and I think I was about 4 or 5. And I saw teeth in the glass and I screamed. I woke up the whole house. And then they explained to me it was Uncle Joe's false teeth, blah, blah, blah. Well, I swore from that day I would do everything I could to keep my own teeth. And believe me, it's cost me a pretty penny to keep my own teeth, but I was determined. So I still have all my own teeth. I have a lot of crowns, but then again, I deserve a crown, don't I? Anyway, one of the crowns has to be replaced. So after this root canal in a couple weeks, I have to call up and start that whole process all over again. So let's go back to pizza. That's better. And let me tell you about pizza. Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. And here's the history. In 2021, American pizza sales topped $48 billion. Pizza began as a dish for the poor in Naples. Now, flatbreads were a common food throughout the Mediterranean. In the 1500s, Spanish conquistadors brought tomato seeds back from the Americans. Europeans shied away from what they saw as a poisonous fruit, but people in southern Italy came to accept it and began growing tomatoes. Now, pizza was born in Naples in 1760 when flatbread was paired with tomatoes and sometimes combined with cheese. I know when I went to Italy, you can get like what they call tomato pie. Though poor residents ate the most pizza, the dish had a royal link. When Italy's Queen Margherita visited Naples in 1889, she reportedly wanted to try the local dish. So an owner created several pizzas for her. And the queen preferred the one with tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil, which became known as Pizza Margherita. This pizza is also tied to Italy in another way, as its colors reflect the Italian flag. Red tomatoes, white mozzarella, and green basil. Now that's my favorite pizza. Thin crust. Thin crust. I am not a thick crust pizza. Deep dish, no. And I've been to Chicago, but I'm really not a deep dish pizza lover. I like my thin crust. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, many Italian immigrants arrived in the United States, and people from southern Italy carried their affection for pizza to their new home. And Italian Americans started opening pizzerias. So Gennaro Lombardi received the first license to sell pizza in New York City. And eventually, pizzerias started to pop up in places including New Haven, Connecticut, where Pepe's opened its doors in 1925, and it's still open today. I've never been to Pepe's in Connecticut. So the early pizza makers needed to alter some aspects of pizza preparation from how things were done in Italy. However, Italians used wood ovens, which were more expensive in America. So U.S. pizzerias began to bake their pies in coal-fired ovens. Gas-fired pizza ovens were introduced in the 1930s. These ovens made it easier to prepare pizza, which played a part in the growing availability. And after World War II, more people across the United States began to eat pizza. A contributing factor may have been wartime soldiers who encountered pizza in Italy and wanted to enjoy it again. In fact, the best pizza I ever had was in Italy. Plus, an increasing number of cookbooks contain pizza recipes. Frozen pizza began big sellers in the 1950s. Personally, I don't like frozen pizza, but that's my own opinion. And when I've had it, you know, I'm not saying never had it. I think my favorite was Tombstone frozen pizza. But I don't really like frozen pizza. You know, I prefer the real thing. Okay, as Americans grew to love pizza, fast food franchises were launched to meet the growing need. Among the early pizza chains were Pizza Hut, which first opened in 1958, and Domino's, which got its start in 1960. In fact, before, when I looked out the window, one of my neighbors was getting a delivery from Pizza Hut. I won't eat Domino's. I don't like Domino's pizza, but that's my opinion. In 1984, multiple pizza makers in Naples decided that traditional Neapolitan pizza needed standards to separate it from the influx of other pies. They organized the Associazione Forza Pizza Napolitano. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. To set up the rules for what a true Neapolitan pizza must contain. The agreed upon guidelines stated that a Neapolitan pizza requires dough that has been worked by hand or with a slow mixer. I like when they throw it up in the air. Oh, I could never do that. It will wind up on my head. Anyway, the dough should be worked by hand or with a slow mixer, and it should be cooked in a wood-burning oven and can only use fresh ingredients. Margherita is one of the accepted kinds of Neapolitan pizza. It must be made with tomatoes, mozzarella, basil, and olive oil. The mozzarella can either be from cow's milk or from water buffalo milk. Marinara is also the official sauce of a Neapolitan pizza. It should be made with tomatoes, oregano, garlic, and olive oil. Now I'm hungry and I can't eat it. I can't really chew too much. Okay, different regions began putting their own spin on the dish. New York pizza is known for thin crust and grab-and-go slices, which is what I grew up with. Chicago's Pizzeria Uno was the first to serve deep dish pizza when it opened in 1943. And it does have a fan base. And the deep dish has become linked to the city of Chicago. Pans used in auto factories cooked early Detroit-style pizzas, which began in 1946, and featured tomato sauce on top of cheese, not under it. I don't think I ever had a Detroit-style pizza. And new pizza flavors arrive all the time in New Haven. Pepe's started serving white pizza with clams in the 1960s. I do like a white pizza, though. Never had it with clams. I've had it with broccoli. And it was Canadian restaurateur San Panopoulos who paired ham and pineapple pizza in 1962. Sorry, I won't eat that. The Hawaiian pizza. California Pizza Kitchen, founded in 1985, came up with a much-loved barbecue chicken pizza. Not for me. I mean, some people like it, but... Today, popular pizza toppings around the world include coconut and shrimp. I never had that. That's from Costa Rica. Green peas from Brazil. Pickled ginger from India. Now that's interesting. I don't know on a pizza though. Eel from Japan. I'm not eating that. And tuna from Germany. I don't like tuna casserole. I just want tuna fish sandwich. That's all I eat. Or a nice, what do they call that? Never mind. I can't think of the name of it. Whichever way you prefer your pizza, we're almost certain to find it somewhere around the globe. Now, I worked part-time for a pizzeria. Oh, it's over 20 years ago. I can't believe how time flies. But they used to get these magazines. The owner used to get magazines, and the magazines were just dedicated to pizza. And between my breaks, I used to read that magazine, all the different pizzas and all the different places all over the country. It was interesting. So today is pizza. So everybody have a slice of pizza on me. And if you like the deep dish, go ahead, eat it. I won't eat it, but enjoy. So that's about it. I have off today. I've been working, how many days I think I worked like 10 days in a row. And I have also off on Saturday. It's been really busy. And in fact, I got all my papers. I should go ahead and do my taxes, but I don't think I'm going to do that today because I went to the dollar store and picked up things. I got a delivery from Amazon. I'm going to put a camera to watch outside. So speaking of outside, I'm supposed to have a new neighbor move in downstairs. I'm not even going to tell you this story of what happened to the latest neighbor, because you're going to say, where the heck do you live that happened? I blame it on management that they didn't screen this person well enough. But we're supposed to have a new neighbor downstairs, and Nosy Me is always watching. It's in my blood. I can't help it. I'm nosy. I'm just nosy. My old landlady, when I lived in Jersey, used to love it. Because she had a couple of houses, and we were in Jersey, but she had a resort up in New York State. So she was up there enough. So she used to depend on me watching the place. And she'd call once a week, what's going on? Because she knew I was nosy. She kept my rent low, too. Because I watched after the place. I didn't do much, except look out for things. But also, I remember that one time, there happened to be a gas leak in the area, and I called her up, and it saved her a lot of trouble because I alerted her to her problem. The public service, the gas company took care of it, but this way she drove down again and, dealt with them, whatever. But I'm nosy. So yesterday was a terrible day here. It was cold and rainy. I didn't even go out. I usually go to play left, right, center at the Sea Drift in Ormond by the Sea, or I go do karaoke, but I said, no, it's nasty out. I'm not driving in that. It was, cold and rainy, and I don't see as well at night. And I knew with the rain, the combination, I said, I don't think I should go out. So I saw a van pull up. Nosy me was wondering if that was going to be the new neighbor. So I poked my head out and I saw this man. He had a walker down the bottom of the stairs. I'm on the second floor. And he's walking slowly up the stairs with this tray of flowers. And he looked like he could barely walk. So he asked me, I said, can I help you? And he says, is such and such apartment upstairs? And I said, no, it's not. It's in the next building. Because I'm in building number 10, but there's 2 entries to building number 10 in the front. It's on different sections. There's 8 apartments in one section, 8 apartments in the other, but the lower numbers are in the other building. So he turned around to go down, and I said, why don't you go down? Can I carry these flowers down to you? And he says, okay. And from working with disabled people, you never just go ahead. You always ask them if you can help them. Like when I used to do the races with the Achilles track team, you had all kinds of people with different kinds of disabilities. If you were doing a race with a blind person, you didn't just grab them. You always asked permission. I mean, you have to honor them, honor their wishes. So I asked him if I could carry the flowers down, because he really was having a hard time getting up those stairs. So he says, okay, I'll meet you down the bottom. So I brought him down, but when I looked at the card on the flowers, it was for my neighbor who I walk with. And I said to him, because I wanted to save him a walk up the stairs, because she's upstairs too, I don't think she's home. I think she's at her parents' house. Do you want me to call her? So he says, no, I have her number. I'll call her. So he called her, and he told her, okay, Patricia said, and she knows who I am because we walk enough, that you're not home. I have flowers for you. So she asked him to deliver them to her parents' house. Her mother, she's been staying with her parents because her mother has had something happen to her, and I think she needs surgery. I don't know the whole story, but I know Michelle hasn't been, I shouldn't even say her name. I know she hasn't been home. So he says, okay, and she gave him the address, and he explained to her, well, it's going to be more than an hour because I have to go back to the shop, pick up deliveries that go to that area of town because it's on the other side of the Halifax River where her parents live. So he got back in the car and, you got the flowers and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, here I am. I was feeling sorry for myself yesterday. I said, here's this man who can hardly walk. He needs a walker to get around. And he's out in this weather delivering flowers all over the place and delivering plants. I wish him well. Because it was an effort for him to walk. Trust me, I saw him. So that was my day yesterday, and I thought to myself, it's a good thing I was home. It really was. It's a good thing I was nosy and I was home, because he would have been walking up and down stairs when he could hardly walk. But good for him. And like I said, it taught me a lesson. Just be grateful for what you have. I have no problem climbing stairs. Knock on wood so far. But here's this man, and he's just carrying on. Very nice too, very pleasant. So I hope everybody's having a good day, and I'm going to take some Tylenol and take a nap because now my jaw is starting to hurt. Okay, take care. Bye.